Hi everyone. So this is the video for the about the tutorial about the swing, and now we're gonna upload this sample code on the GitHub, and it'll be shared with you guys. The link will be at the video info, or I provide at the comment, or I will put in the announcement so you guys can see. Hopefully, I hope you guys stay in the safe. And this one is this one is the online kind of class because we cannot meet in the lab. The current situation, we cannot go to school. So project 3 will ask you guys to use the swing as like this. Here's the project 3, and this will be on the Husky CT. And so what project 3 will ask you guys to do is, from the project 1 and 2, you guys have the traveler infos and database and others. And so what we're gonna doing is create the GUI to use that options. Do you remember what you guys did in the interface? You guys have like traveler interface, right? That interface will be used with the GUI now. So like this pop-up will be coming out, and you can pick the what you want to do, and you can push the button, then they were gonna do what they ask, and like these kind of things come up. Like here's the text field, and here's the like label and others information people can put. Like looks like more real program. Like of course what you create was program too, but now the program usually what people can see when you run a program, like the applications. So I will gonna show you how can you make this pop up, and how can you make the buttons, and how can make that work. Okay, so let's go. First thing is we want to make a pop up, right? We want to make a pop up the frame. So the holder library we call the swing. The thing what we're gonna use is the swing. This one is you don't need. And here I also give you guys the link what it was helpful when I was working on it, and so you guys can see more details about what's the J-frame and how it's work, and other example code too. So first thing, let's try to see this code first. So this one is simple, really very simple, right? So this swing class have the main method, and main method will call this class. So if you go to constructor, okay, they have prepare GUI. Okay, let's try to prepare GUI, and what this GUI will be doing is, okay, we make a frame. The J-frame is the you can think that's kind of board what you can do, what you can work on it. So okay, so new frame named Java Swing example, and set size, we can set the size like 400, and then set visible. So if you don't do it, if you don't set visible true, then it will not showing to you. Yeah, frame is there, but you cannot see it. So let's try to run it first, and let's see the result. See, this is what happening after this code. So this is the frame. This whole thing is frame, and here's the name. You can see that's what inputted here, right? 400, we set the size, and we set the visible as true, so we can see it now. So this is the basic how we create the frame. It's really simple, right? What you need is only just call the frame and set the size, set visible true. That's all. So the next thing, and I also put the class number right here, class 1, and what you need to see is the next one is class 2. Okay, so the order is swing label, and swing text box. Honestly, I have to change this to swing text field. It should be field, not text box. It's my mistake. But it's similar, yeah. It's not similar. What I mean is it's the same thing. Just give me a sec. I will change this to refactor the name. Okay, swing text field. Okay, refactor. Then they will refactor for everything for me. Okay, so this is class 3. What you need to see, this is third order, and then after that you can see here's a combo box. It'll be, was it 5th? Yeah, it was 5th. So this is the 4th, the J radio buttons, and combo box will be 5th. So why there's so many is because if you see the PDF carefully, what you need is, I will explain. So this is the radio buttons. You can pick. So this is one thing what you need, and this is the text you want to display. It'll be called label. This is, of course, yeah, this is button. So you from the first picture, of course, you can see you need label, you need the radio button, and you need button, right? And from here, these like you can input some text, and this is text field. This is text field. Okay, this is called text field, and this one is the drop down menu. So when you click it, you can see the menus, and that is combo box. So that's the reason why I separate the classes, and there's all the example codes we'll be showing what that is. So okay, let's go step by step so you guys can see easily. So for second class will be label. So I want to display a text file, like text, on the frame. That's of course what we want to do, right? So you can see that I said that called a label, right? So here you can see the variables. There's a J label and LB1, LB2. For here there is only LB1, and also you don't need the panel, but LB1. So let's see how it's works. So until here it's same, right? Create the mainframe and set the size and set the layout. Okay, what is the layout? Is how this stuff really looks like. So okay, let's quickly see this link, and I will show you guys what is their frame. That'll be easier to do. So if you go to the link, this is what you can see. So there's Java Swing Flame layout example. So from here they have a layout, a border layout, and they have looks like this. So they can put some buttons right where you want. And also you can put like, this is the flow layout. So each one is just put as 1, 1, 1. If it's filled, they go to next. And here's a grid layout, right? They make as grid. But for here, I use the frame. For example, this one is I just use the flow layout for the example. But in next one, I will show you we can use just null for the layout, and I will show you in the next example. Okay. So okay, let's first thing, let's see how the label will be working. Okay, so label, we can call label equal new J label and give the text, and this text will be what text the label will be showing. Of course, after we call it as constructor, we can also have the method everyone.setText, and we can set as what we want. Okay. So okay, let's see the example, and then the mainFrame.add. This is the we have the J label, but we need to put the frame. We have to add it to frame. So this method will give you will add that frame. Okay, and also we can add a button, J button. So this called the label, but this is also give example for the add a button. But I didn't set the name the button here because we need more things for the buttons, and here we will need to add the listeners to buttons, everything. So okay, so this one is just put the text on the frame and button on the frame, but they will do nothing yet, just display all. Okay, so okay, let's try to run it. First. So let's run the swing label. If I run it, what happening is they showing like this. So what happening is I picked the flow layout. So what happened is they put this label first, and then they put the button at here, because I say like that. Okay, here's the label and I add that to frame, and here's the button, I add that to frame. So this is how it works. So if I change this, what happen? If I add this code, what happened? I set the text what we want, then what happening is, see, what we want, the text is changed. So we can use a setText method to change the text. This is a simple example to how we can add a label and a button. Okay, but we know why we add button is because we want to click it, right? We want to click it, then they do something, right? So the next example, the swing text field, this third example will be showing how can you add listeners. Listeners is the exactly as the name of the listener. They were going to listen what you do. So if you click the button, and if you have the on-click listener, then action listener, then they will do something. Okay, and we were going to use text field. That was as what you saw in the PDF. This one we can add some text, right? We want to add some, we want to input some text. Okay, so let's see that first. So until preparing part is same, but until the mainframe part is same, but here I said layout could be null, right? As I told you, layout could be null. That now our frame have layout is null. Then how can we put our stuff? Now we have to set the bounds. So what's the set the bound is you can think simply as where we want to set the coordinates. So 10, 10, width and height. So what's happening? I want to put the thing at the dimension at the coordinate at 10 and 10x and 10y, and its width will be 100 and height will be 20. So if I run this, I will show it. So let's run this and see. So this is how it looks like. So LB1 is JLabel and input number 1 and set bounds 10, 10 and width is 100, height is 20. So you can see here it is. Here's the 10, 10 and they start, and width will be 100 and height will be 20. This is how it looks like. Okay, and that's added on the main frame. So this is how you can add a label to the frame. That frame have no layout. Then you need to set the bounds, and I think this is the most easy way you can do. Of course, it looks like you need to add more numbers, but if you want your own like these formats, then I think that one, I think this way will be easy way to do. Okay, it's up to you, but I recommend it. So I add also second label as input number 2. So okay, I will explain what's going on here. So what this example will do is they're gonna take the number from here, and they will showing you the result as sum of these two numbers. Okay, and I will show you how to do when you press the button. So first thing is we want to put these two texts, right? These two texts. So I add label as input number 1, input number 2. Okay, then how can I add this one? Okay, this will I can put the text. How can I input? This one is called text field, as the name of the class, text field. Okay, text field will be this box that we can input text. Of course, we can type it, but as I know, you can also limit to the number or limit to the string. But for now, for now I didn't set any limit. But we know we were gonna put number, right? Okay, so here's text field. How can I add? Is same thing. Call the text field and set the bounds. So set the where I want to put. So I set as 120 and 120x. Why? Because this text was 100, start date 100, and width was 100. No, x was 10 and width was 100. So the end of the text should be 110. So I want to start this text box same position as the y, but little bit separated. I need a gap between these two. So 110. So I add 10 to there. So 120. They start with here. Okay, and then they will have like 100 width and height is 20. So similar happened for the height. So because label 1 was have 20 height and y was 10, so I asked them please start with y equal 30. You can see they started y equal 30, so they didn't overlap. Same happening for text field 2. They start with y equal 30, so they didn't overlap, right? You can see they didn't overlap. So here's text to field. So okay, now we know how to display this text field and text, right? And of course, this button we know already is how to set, because they also have the set bounds, right? X is 100, Y is 60, and width is 100, and height is 20. For the last result, this part will be same. This one is also JLabel. Okay, now we know how we display this. Then next thing is how can we set when they act something when we press the button, right? So here's the new part from this class is btn the button dot add action listener. Easy way to do is btn dot add action listener. Then there's only two things coming up. So the first one, action listener, and easy to do is just type new and control space. Then you can have action listener, just enter. Then they will give you this public void action performed. Okay. So what they do is, if this button is clicked, then this method will call you, and this action is performed will be called, and then you can do what you want. Okay. This one will be happened if button is pressed. Okay. So here's the action listener, and action if the button is clicked, what happened? Okay, let's try to see the simple example. Okay, if button is clicked, I want to set the result label called was result. I want to change the text as button is pressed. Okay, so let's see. So because this action performed, when this button is clicked, and what they're going to do is the result label, this result label will be set text as button is pressed. Let's see. Yeah, this is what happened. This is the how we add action listener, and how this text could be changed. So this text could be changed by using the method set text. Okay. So okay, the main thing what we wanted to do was, I want get the value from the text field, get the value from this text field, and add it and showing it here, the result. So how can I get the value from here is text field 1 is this one, right? Text field 1 dot get text. Then they will return something in here as a string. Okay, as a string. And same happening for the text field 2, they will store as string. And we know we can change this string to the integer, right? We can parse it. So we use integer.parse int that values, and how we calculate the result as the sum of them, then they save as a result, and then we set the text of the result as what we did, same method what we did, set the text, but it should be string, so integer.toString and result. Is it confused? Hopefully not. If you guys confused, you can go back and listen again, or you can see the code carefully. Yeah. So when I press it, see some of these will be showing it here. This is a simple example, right? Simple way to do. So now we know how can we add a button, and how can we display all this text and like text field and get the value from text field. Is it end? No, because what we want is, we want to know how to use the JRadio button and combo box. So, okay, let's go to the JRadio button. What is the JRadio button? This good thing is, let's showing that first and showing it, right? So you can see this is JRadio button. This is JRadio button. So what's happening here, the last one at the text field, we just do okay, let's do the addition, right? We did make a sum, so that means addition is happened. But I want to pick addition or subtraction or multiplication, one of them. I want to pick one of them and use that as the calculation. What I mean is, if I pick the subtraction, so okay, let's say example 9 and 2. So at the original, if it was addition, then we showed 11, right? But if I pick the subtraction, I want to see 7. Because I want to subtract from the first one to the second one. And of course they can do the multiplication too. This is what we want. This is what this class wants, this example code want to do. So okay, here's the JRadio button. So each button we need to add. So we need to call each button. Now I added 4, but I added at the beginning at 4, but I think the division we don't need it. So until frame part is same, label part is same, text field same, button is same, until this result is same. So this part will be the new one. Okay, this part will be the new one for instance the line 65. JRadio button 1. So JRadio button is JRadio button class. Okay, JRadio button is new JRadio button, and then we can set the text. Of course, you can set text at here. We can set text at addition at here, but I just wanted to show this one also have the set text method, so I just add the set text addition, and I keep saying it. There's a helpful link when I was working on it. Here's the link. You guys can see the example code for the JRadio button from the other sites. Okay, it's same happening at the text field too. Yeah, here's the tutorial, other link. You guys can see if this example code is not enough for you guys. Okay, so let's go back to JRadio button and let's see what happens. So JRadio button code, and this name is addition. You can see as here addition, the text we want to show, and we set the bounds like 100, 120, 120, like the position where it should be and size it is, and then we add that to the frame. Doing the same thing for the 1, 2, 3, this 1, 2, 3, and then how can I know this is selected? Okay, how can I know this is selected? Okay, that is, you can see if they have a method called isSelected method. Okay, each JRadio button have method as isSelected. They will return you true or false. If this is selected, then they will return true. If it's not selected, they will return false. So in this simple code, you can see if this one is selected, then the addition is selected, then the result will be the addition. If this subtraction is selected, then the result will be subtraction. And this third one, the multiplication is selected, then result will be multiplication. And of course, I didn't set any like if the other button is selected and like it cannot or other things. I didn't make it complicated. So what happening is if this all three is happening, then the last one is selected, showing the result. Okay, like this. But you can set like some more details, like if like you can set like, oh, you cannot pick two of them or like that. If you want to make it, you can do that. So this is how the JRadio work. So main part for the JRadio is how can we put the JRadio on the main frame, and also how can we get what is selected. Okay, if this one is selected, it's something. Okay, this is the JRadio button example, and the next one will be the combo box. So this is the final one. The last one is combo box. And what is the combo box is let's see what is the combo box. Okay, here's the combo box, and here's the example. Here's the combo box, and this is the combo box. So what happening is, here's the things what you want to select, right? You can select, and then the one of the selected will be, so for example, I want addition, then I pick the addition. I can subtract, or I can multiplication. So this is the combo box. So okay, let's see how can we use it. Also, I added the example, the other link, the useful link right here, and let's see how it's work. We can erase this one. Okay, and until here the result label, everything is same. Just you need to see it here. So add the combo box. How can I add combo box? Is you need the list. You need the list of the member. You need the member of the list, and you need the list for the members what you put it here. Okay. Of course, after you set the list, you can add some more. You can add more the item. You can add more items at there too, but for now I will show you only the simple example. So I will just use the list, addition, subtraction, multiplication, the member here. And I just call the JCombo box with that list. Okay, simply. And you can also set so defaultly it'll be set as 0, the addition. Okay, let's see. If I comment it out, then okay, yeah, see, they will defaultly set to 0. But you can also set some other index, right? For example, 2 will be the multiplication, right? So you can set this one as default, and see the default is the multiplication. So you can set that. It's up to you. For now, I can just comment it out. So to make you confuse more. And of course, set the bounds where you want to put on the frame, and then add it. And then, of course, what's the main thing? What we need to do is, let's see what combo box is picked. What we picked at here. What is picked? Oh, this one is the other one. I didn't close it. So, what we want picked. How can we see is JCombo box can give you the value of the what index is selected. So first one will be 0, second will be 1, and third one will be 2, right? And also, so depend on if this what's the picked is 0 or 1 or 2, then we can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, addition, subtraction, multiplication. But also you can do, what you can do is also JCombo box dot get selected item or object is also work. So if you selected item, then they will give you this addition the text, not the index. Okay, but for now I just use index. For the details about that, you can go to this link, then they will show you the more details about that. Yeah, how can you add more members, right? With after you initiate this JCombo box and every other things. So this video hopefully helpful for you guys to understand the basic swing, how the swing is work. And if you guys have questions, send me email or send me email because we cannot have office hour. All right, so this is it, and hopefully stay safe and good luck with your left projects. Okay.